Novari's done so great. Let's take a look at this team comparison, though.
Yeah, lineup rating, 7 for Geek and then 4.9 for AP.BREN. But again, we've seen how teams been able to play around with this kind of lineup rating here. But so far, face value, it does seem Geek favored.
Definitely Geek favorite. AP.BREN, though, holding that early game advantage, which is something I definitely like to look at. And if they can push that, kind of lead into some of those scaling heroes they also have, like the Novaria.
Going into the game, we have to see, can the solution solve the Bees flight pattern? This is going to be a game of macro. Welcome to the Land of Dawn.
I definitely like it. Let's see how things go now. AP.BREN, like I said, they have a nice, some early game possibilities with Brody in their gold lane. The only thing that's kind of lacking, I feel like, is the Novaria. It's going to take a little bit of time for that to start to scale. But once it hits level 4, they have vision, and they can use that to make sure Kyle Teasy can rotate around and try to make these plays happen. On the side of Geek Fam, they have the Valentina, they have Bo5. If Bo5 can get some buff resets here, we've seen how destroying that can be to some teams.
Oh, Bo5 though, going to take quite a few hits here. Going to have to flicker out. Just trying to be a nuisance in this jungle. Oh boy, also gonna flicker. Flap Teasy there to respond. A couple hits. Will line it up and gets first blood for AP.BREN.
A mistake coming in from Geek Fam. Like, we can note that in the M5 World Championship, all these roamers are pressing the jungle, but now Marky's getting pressed.
Oh no. Now Marky's gonna get the pressure here. They're gonna look for another one. It's Kyle Teasy to grab the second kill now for AP.BREN under the 2-minute mark.
That's going to become a problem. Few puts a kill in his pocket. Kyle Teasy puts a kill into his pocket. Now, Few being on this Novaria takes a little bit of time, but that just helps accelerate things. AP.BREN already sitting at about 1,000K gold lead. Nothing too crazy in the items right now. Chidera does pick up the leg plates, able to maybe deal with any sort of immediate damage coming from the side of AP.BREN.
Yeah, but Geek Fam, they got to be careful because they went a little bit too aggressive going up against AP.BREN. But one thing that we have to note is that whole thing happened because Flap Teasy chose to rotate early. So I would say the Bees flight pattern here, especially coming in from Flap Teasy, was very effective going up against Geek Fam, resulting in 2 kills.
Yeah, once again, that's the communication here from AP.BREN. Their synergy is off the walls in a lot of this and why they are where they are currently as champions. Now, the fight for the turtle going to break out. It is going to go ahead and reset. Still, AP.BREN wants to go ahead and fight this on as they whittle down the health bars of Geek Fam. Still slowly but surely. We'll see if they still commit to it. Ogwin also putting down the poke. Now Few to follow. Bo5 go in with the implosion. Heavy spin to zone them out a little bit more. Still fighting for the turtle. Marky able to secure it, but here comes AP.BREN looking for a kill. They're going to find Bo5 and now looking for another. Luke will keep them at bay, but they get the flicker out from Luke.
I saw one thing that was very concerning that we forgot to talk about during the draft, and the anti-synergy here between Akai as well as Tigro. Both heroes want to do kind of the same thing, but differently enough that they might clash against each other.
Definitely a possibility. They're going to definitely have to worry about how they use their ultimates. There, I felt like it worked in a good way. He was able to catch them, and then Akai could push them away from the objective. So if they can do it like that every time, it can definitely be a plan. But one mess up in that could completely come back to bite you.
Just by that, it makes it so that the Geek Fam lineup is more mechanically based. If they don't hit the chain CCs well, it might bite them.
Yeah, they have to play around that. That's kind of what we saw unfold. And really, anytime you have an Akai on your roster, right, that's kind of what you're expecting. How are you going to utilize that heavy spin? How are you going to either push people away, lock people down? Oh, Bo5 going to go in once again aggressively, looking for the implosion. Already going to be used. They find Few this time. Heavy spin also the answer, but a boy gone now. Bo5 going to take a couple shots. Super Marco gets the stun. It's a double already. Once again, AP.BREN biting back.
I don't know about you, Trex, but that did not feel worth it.
No, it's like, and then he gets the implosion, and you could see members of Geek Fam like trying to like walk to him very slowly because they were getting slowed down and stoppable.
Okay, taking a couple shots once again, torn apart memory. Not going to be enough though. So Jadera and Markey keeping it together here despite 3 members of AP.BREN focusing there.
Yeah, I feel like Geek Fam are trying to force things a little bit too much right now. Even in the very beginning, they tried to be extra aggressive in the very beginning. They messed up. I think after that, you kind of have to realize, okay, maybe we can't pull any of these crazy plays on AP.BREN. Maybe it's time to slow things down a little bit.
Now Kyle PZ going up to level 7. Markey is level 7. Ogwen as well as Super Marco. They're the ones zoning Geek Fam away, and I can't help but agree. It feels like Geek Fam, they're pressured to do something all around the map, but with that comes the question, what does Geek Fam have to do actually?
Honestly, they don't have to do that. They have a great late game composition. The X-Board becomes a super pain to have to kill. Once he gets the immortality in, he's great for team fights. He's great for absorbing damage. Same thing, they have the Brody, who has a wonderful mid game, who has a wonderful late game, insane damage. Let's take a look at the hero counter though. Theoretical win rate for Bruno up against the Basha has the advantage, 52%. And the M5 win rate is 90% against the Basha. I don't know how skewed that is due to a few teams, but still, just that alone should kind of show some advantages, and that's exactly why Geek Fam doesn't have to rush this.
Oh, Felicity again, going to be the focus, certainly he already used. Takes a couple shots, but will be fine. But now on the bottom side, Markey going to be in trouble. Torn apart memory going to go in. They go in, crash in on Kajera. He tries to slide out, but will get taken out. Bottom side, once again, AP.BREN finding a kill. Real quick item check here with that lead of almost 3K.
I mean, we take a look at the Brody, and he's already got the Blade of Hepates. It's almost a 1,000 gold lead already in the hands of Super Marco. Boy taking a little bit of damage there, though.
At this point, Geek Fam does have to match the macro play coming in from AP.BREN, because I kind of feel like whatever Geek Fam wants to do, AP.BREN will be there first, and then they will execute it well.
Well, they're going to try to go for Kyle TZ. Few and Ogwen here to help them out. Circling Eagle going to be used as well. But ultimately, still going to be fine. Ogwen taking a couple shots, going to slide on through, will be fine once again. A lot of pressure still on Geek Fam here from AP.BREN. And the thing about it is, if you're looking across the board here, they're hitting these power spikes very early on because the amount of gold they already have. Super Marco just picking up the Malefic Roar already. Third turtle, though, for the taking. That power spike is going to definitely show in this fight.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like Geek Fam should really trade to find ways to get more farm. Going for this turtle might not be the best idea.
Yeah, what they want to find, a conceal going to be used as well. Heavy spin, Jadera able to get the turtle some way, somehow, but can they stay alive from the fight? Ogwen circling around. No one going to fall, though. So Geek Fam able to at least get the objective.
I mean, like, hey, I said it's not worth it, but if they get out scot-free, then that's great.
Yeah.
Definitely a nice small win for them, something that can possibly pull them into a little bit of the later game. Luke going deathless right now is definitely a plus for them. I feel like once Geek Fam is able to group up a little bit more, right now they're still spread a little bit too thin. Once they can kind of bring these 5v5s, 4v4s, get involved like that, I think we could see better things from Geek Fam.
Fast rotation on the top side. Luke does have the immortality. Should be fine. Even taking a couple of shots here. Beloyski, though, going to be in trouble as Super Marco gets the kill with a torn apart memory. Still putting the pressure. This is exactly what we've been seeing. Geek Fam backs against the wall this early on. Still trying to fight it out. How do they respond to this pressure?
I mean, like, at that point, AP.BREN, they even split the map. Flap TZ was doing work in the bottom lane, so they won on all fronts. Like, I do agree with Trex. Geek Fam has to find a way to turtle up, farm safely. I mean, sure, you can get some trades around the turtles and such, but I feel like they shouldn't take too much risk. Have at least the Berserker Fury on the Bruno, and then maybe try to get some pickoffs.
Yeah, but the big wall in front of Geek Fam right now is that AP.BREN has this beautiful mid-game spike composition. Not only that, but early game composition. And all the heroes who want those kills have them. Super Marco, 3-0-1 on the Brody. Flap TZ, 1-0-1 on the Dyroth. Definitely something that you want to see on those two heroes because they pack such a punch when they have that in their kit.
Right now, the good thing is Geek Fam, they're moving as a unit, making sure that no one is going to get caught. That's great. And again, I just want to see how they're going to protect Kadera. Because if Kadera has the Berserker Fury, theoretically, he should be able to trade well against AP.BREN. Even though, yes, AP.BREN does have that gold lead, as long as they stay very disciplined, trade cleverly trade in a manner that's not risky, then it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. And Kadera just got the Berserker Fury.
It might almost be worth even like giving up another tower if they have to, just to stay grouped up. You know, maybe even if they lose something bot lane, if the split push gets to them, it's not the end of the world as long as they don't take too many deaths.
Well, Lord, for the taking here for AP.BREN, 5,000 gold nearly ahead. We'll see if Luke can still keep him at bay. They're going to go ahead and try to whittle this down. Again, working through the armor, working through that immortality. Geek Fam goes in, gets the position, and will reset the Lord here. So AP.BREN still waiting for their own moment as Marky works on that purple. Went in the hands, though, of a boy here. So he's able to grab that from Marky. Once again, we go back to the Lord dance.
Yeah, right now, AP.BREN looks like they're really trying to bait Geek Fam out. Luke now doesn't have the Firaga armor. Yeah, it's going to be trouble for him.
Flap, going to take the brunt of the damage. Will get out with the guiding wind, though. Kyle Teasy also keeping that front line covered. Still respecting the fact that Geek Fam could possibly come out with a win in this skirmish, depending on Beloyski's positioning. Still, a boy also taking that guiding wind, will be able to use it. The circle yield on top of it. Now, still wants the fight. Breaking out for the Lord. Beloyski quite low here. Goes in, flickers himself, but he gets stunned and taken down. Heavy spin gonna be used. Marky, though, grabs the Lord. Still the flickers come through. Oh boy, gonna be in trouble. Gets taken down under the turret. Kadera fighting back, though. They have to respect the damage. Still, Luke gonna take a shot. AP.BREN, are they looking for more? Luke will get taken down by Ogwin as they make work once again. AP.BREN bites back, but they lose the Lord here.
I mean, I kind of feel like that's worth it, trading one Lord for the majority of the health of Geek Fam. Again, put them in a deficit and let them stay there.
Yeah, it's a huge win for AP.BREN because they're going to have no problem shredding down that Lord, especially with the Lord having nobody behind it. They lose one tower, essentially, and they get Tier 2 on top side, 4 heroes, plus another couple K gold lead. At this point, every member on the side of AP.BREN is heavily outscaling Geek Fam. Dyroth also getting a little bit of some defense here, working on the Rose Gold Meteor, going to help him survive and be okay even longer if he needs to be.
Well, they're going to go in once again. Implosion on the backside. Kyle Teasy at the front. Beloyski just zoned out from the team. Super Marco adding another one to the board. AP.BREN continues on.
2 more deaths. 2 more for Beloyski, and he should be activated.
So the 7 is the golden number.
7 is the golden number.
So these plays have been all part of the plan.
All these macro plays are meant to be.
All right.
Now looking at the mid lane, Marky taking quite a lot of damage.
Wow, Marky. I think he took more damage than expected as he gets taken down. Super Marco having a massive game already. Eye set now in the Tier 2 in the bottom side. Geek Fam having a really tough time looking for any angle.
And Few's been doing such a great job of Few almost always connects. And a lot of times, just like we saw in some of the previous games today, Geek Fam is coming in with, at least one of them always have half a bar health. Beloyski, last Lord fight, was so low when he had to use that implosion. I mean, it's just a problem, and it's such an issue. I think at this point, Geek Fam, they definitely need to stop forcing fights. They've been doing it the whole game, and they still continue to do it.
I mean, here's the thing. You kind of feel like it's a good idea because Marky has been hitting those retributions, right? He's been getting the turtles. He's been getting the Lords. So it looks like they're successful, no? Because they go in and they get what they want. It's just that in terms of trading, it doesn't seem good because you get one Lord, but you sacrifice 3 members. So I kind of feel like that's something that Geek Fam has to consider. They've been doing quite well in securing, just after that hasn't been looking good.
67K damage for Few already.
Big damn.
Doubling everybody on the map. And this is literally, we're just 13.5 minutes in. We barely even started if this went along.
Beloyski again, gonna go in with the Flicker Implosion, but taken out of the picture very quickly. Kadera has to flicker out. Kyle Teasy trying to chase him down. Gonna get cut off himself, the heavy spin, but will still survive. AP.BREN, this is just proof. They're so far ahead right now. The shot comes down. Luke trying to get away, but Marky, he's got Flicker in. Super Marco goes in aggressively, cleans up the kill.
Super Marco, 7-0-5 right now. I mean, that's nothing crazy because everyone has 0 deaths on the side of AP.BREN, but he is He is doing it right now.
Flapteezy going to jump in as well. Super Marco in the front side goes in once again. Tornapart Memory not going to connect. They get the mid-turret. Kyle Teasy the whole time working on the Lord. This will further the lead, nearly 10,000 ahead.
At this point, even Few, his Astral Meteor, the first kill, already hurt so much that Geek Fam can't handle it. I don't know, man. At this point, you really gotta hope that AP.BREN makes a mistake because 11,000 gold lead. Here's the thing. Even defending is gonna be difficult because AP.BREN outranges Geek Fam. The Valentina against the Novaria has a clear advantage. Bruno going up against the Brody, sure, it's more or less equal, but when Super Marco is dealing this much damage against your front lines, it's not gonna be looking pretty.
Again, Few waiting on that angle there. Bottom side, firing off shot after shot. They're going to have to make quick work of the Lord as they do. Super Marco working on the top side, mid, down, bottom, going down as well from Flap. Base is now going to be fully exposed for Geek Fam. AP.BREN knocking on the door. We'll wait for this next wave. Do they actually look to end it?
I mean, at this point, all that Few has to do is just drop them low enough to make it so that Ogwen, Kyle Teasy, Flapteezy has the confidence to go in.
Yeah, I don't honestly, with AP.BREN, all they have to do is keep up this pace, and I don't think there's anything that Geek Fam can do. Unless we're talking like super late game, like literally everyone's max items out, then Geek Fam can do it. But the way the composition that AP.BREN has, there's no reason for them to let it last that long. They don't have to let it last that long. They could force fight after fight and regularly come out on top when they have a 12.4K gold lead. Even if they make a huge mistake right now, I think even if Beloyski got like a 4-man set right now, they would probably be okay.
As long as Few doesn't get caught, yeah, I don't know, man, because at this point, he legit, but before that, Ogwen wants to go in.
Still going to be putting the pressure, as you were saying, LaFell.
What I'm saying is Few could legitimately, and this is not toxic, by the way, just rank up the damage numbers.
If you wanted to?
No, just make sure he keeps hitting those Astro recalls to the point that Geek Fam can't even go out.
Yeah.
So it becomes a situation where Few just make sure that Geek Fam stays at home. And then eventually, AP.BREN could end the game.
Yeah, eventually, like, the Lord is going to be so strong. The
Exactly.
minions are going to be, you know, tough as well to deal with, and that's kind of the forced situation. So Geek Fam, it's kind of like, what do we do from here when we're this far behind? Usually when we see games like this, you know, 12 to 4, what's the most we've seen? 14,000, I think, a lead.
Yeah.
Previously. It is tough. So you have to look for an overzealous mistake. AP.BREN going to be putting the pressure once again. Markey already used the heavy spin. Beloyski takes a couple shots. He's in trouble. Implosion goes in. Slides on through. Still going to see surviving, though. Few not going to be able to get the shot. Has to flicker over the wall. Beloyski somehow survives the whole exchange.
Markey hanging out in that bush right there. Able to stop that attack. From locking on to the whole bot lane. Definitely the saving grace right there. Beloyski as well. Beautiful mechanics, able to get out of that bad position. But now Lord is up, and AP.BREN doesn't even mind that slight fail gank.
I gotta say as well, their hope right now is Luke. Luke having that War Axe can deal a lot of damage. So Geek Fam should play for a slow team fight. Try to burn them down a little bit, and then eventually executing them. So it's really about outlasting AP.BREN at this point. So with that being said, they gotta find ways to avoid Fuse damage. If they can, and then Luke somehow is able to stack up that true damage, eventually something could happen.
Yeah. Not only that, but you know, you're falling back into what we were just talking about. Lord was secure. They had a little fight. They possibly could have gotten a kill there, but even so, they're so far behind, right? They have to continue to hope that things like that fall into place for them. Maybe another 5 to 8 minutes, but at this point, you got to deal with the Lord being pushed in. Ogwen has to get out of there. Kyle Teasy as well, quite low themselves. Lord now making it its way. Flapteezy jumping to the backside. Luke has to use the last insanity. Still down now. Flapteezy, his immortality without Super Marco taking it out of the picture. The lockdown comes through as well. Lord's going to be dealt with. A boy goes in. Flap, though, they want to respond. They want to take him out, and they do. But it's a trade across the board. Geek Fam holds on a little longer.
Listen, I know a boy got that kill, but Chidera was just unloading. I think he's finally reached a point, and that's one of the good things about Bruno, is even if the rest of your team is doing bad, even if you're 10K behind, once you get that third item in or so, once you start really getting those items in, you hurt no matter who you're hitting. Those crits count.
Yeah, and our boy, after getting that Holy Crystal, holy bananas does he hurt.
Yeah.
So I feel like with that exchange, Geek Fam has room to breathe. Now they're like, okay, in terms of damage, we're keeping up. It gets to a point, right now it's like 51,000 gold for Geek Fam. So soon, the goal deficit doesn't mean much. The goal advantage is just going to be about swapping items. So Geek Fam is at a point, when it comes to the damage, they're competitive. So all they have to do is, again, make it a little bit prolonged and catch the front line of AP.BREN making a mistake.
Yeah, they need about 6K more gold, right? And then it just doesn't matter anymore. Geek Fam, and I love what you said about them just dragging out these fights, and that's the great thing about the export, right? And now he's getting to a point as well. Look at his frog armor right now. He can take some shots, even from few right now. He could take a few of those and be okay, and he's gonna be able to just soak those things up. And as long as they can do that, chip them down, you're completely right, LaFell. That is definitely gonna be their win condition here.
Beloyski trying to find a way out on the backside. Gonna get spotted out though. Gonna take a shot, circling Eagle on top of it. Kyle Teasy gonna crash into him. Front apart memory gonna be used, but Beloyski is still gonna be up. They have to retreat from here. AP.BREN knows he's low.
Oh.
Not gonna land the shot. Luke, last insanity out on the defensive. So still, AP.BREN showing that they're willing to fight, but Geek Fam as well. They want to still look for these angles despite that deficit.
I like that AP.BREN, they don't mind who they find. If they find Beloyski, if they find Luke, they're going to dump all the damage onto them because they understand Kadera doesn't move in front if his frontliners aren't there. So, and to be fair, if he does do that, then yeah, AP.BREN is going to capitalize on that mistake.
It's going to definitely be tough here, especially because they have to send Luke over. Oh,
wow, Flap taking quite a bit of damage himself. So half health here for this Lord. Marky also rocking the immortality. Should be able to get in position for it. That's what he wants to do. Wants to get there, but few laying down the Astral Echo. Gonna spot them out. Still keeping them at bay. Ogwin also forcing Beloyski once again. Quite low, gets taken out before he can get the setup. And now they're just gonna go full force, clashing down on Geek Fam. They're gonna battle it out though. Last insanity, find a lockdown. Kadera's out though. And now Ogwin focusing down, a boy cut off from the team, taken down. Luke trying to get back to base. He'll make it, but it's Luke and Marky against 4 members of AP.BREN. The work down Flap, he's taken out. Ogwin and Kyle Teasy and Few whittling down Marky. No Lord was taken, so they still have the minions. And Geek Fam might have bought themselves some more time in the game.
I thought that was over. I legit thought it was over, but now Luke and Marky are defending their base very, very well. And again, Luke has the damage. He has the War Axe.
and he should be able to clear these waves just fine.
Waves still have to be worked on. Luke trying to keep them at bay, but it's going to be willed down by the Crystal. Not sure if they have enough here as AP.BREN takes down the base and takes game 1.
Valentina as well can grab the black shoes, so can be overly aggressive and still be careful.
Yeah.
Can still be safe.
Or the I'm offended, if you want to try to have something to engage, the Sandstorm, plenty of options, honestly, plenty of variety for few here. Now, Geek Fam is kind of winning out in the lineup rating, but we saw the same thing last time, so I can't give that too much credit.
AP.BREN starting this best of 5 with the first victory. This time, Beloyski with the Beloyski special with the Ruby. Can they take down the Bees, or this time will the Beehive again conquer against Geek Fam, leaving them with a 0-2 loss? We're jumping into the land of Dawn. Can Geek Fam win this one?
All right, so something important here, I think, for the side of Geek Fam is going to be Luke on this Khalid. You have nice rotations. You have some nice early game aggression. You can help out in the mid lane. You can kind of rotate around and give your team some support if they end up needing it. You can even possibly get some nice, like you could punish Ogwin for doing something like this. Or if they want to go for an invade as well, you have those possibilities.
Right now, it looks like Ogwin is just trying to waste the time of a boy as well as Beloyski. It's like Beloyski didn't use the second skill, so far, Ogwin should be able to survive this and Few dishing out the damage.
Going to take quite a bit of damage himself. Beloyski holding on, though. Going to go ahead and heal up just a little bit. Didn't have to use the flicker either, so he still has that. But once again, this is what you expect from the roamers, right? Put the pressure on early on into the jungle, trying to get a little bit of an advantage that you can. And once again, big thing for Geek Fam is not letting early on that lead slip out of your hands right away, right? This is the scary thing about a Martis pick. That early burst potential even from a Decimate alone, and then the snowball potential from that, if it happens to be a double kill, is, you know, quite scary. We've seen that in previous games throughout M5 so far and how out of hand that can get.
The thing about the Martis is kind of all in. So Geek Fam, I feel like if they're able to level up fine, fight around the turtle, try to punish the Martis, and then try to get for that turtle.
A little bit of action up top. Geek might try to go for the play here.
Gonna try to get Flap Teasy here, but Flicker will do just fine. Now Kyle Teasy with the response to back him up, but ultimately nothing happening. Turtle now gonna spawn though for both teams as they get in position. Still trying to get that level 4 as well. So they'll go ahead and just get ready for that.
Yeah, a lot of players still waiting on the level 4 spike. This first turtle could actually be a huge one. We have a lot of players from both teams here. Beloyski, though, still on the mid side, and without him, it could be hard to get some of these sets. It's going to kind of be more up to Luke to maybe dive into this back line.
Looks like he's trying to get that angle. Penalty zone going to be used by Flap. Still whacking Marky here. Trying to keep him at bay. Won't be able to get the turtle. First blood going to the hands of Kyle. Teasing with the response from Luke. Comes through. Now he's dealing with it. Has to flicker out. Beloyski and a boy here to help him out. So the 1-for-1 trade. But it was Kyle Teasy that went down. Beloy, now the focus. Both teams still working for it. Beloyski a couple hits away. Gets taken down. Marky making his way back to get this turtle. So Marky secures the objective.
It's the plus of being able to get there a little bit faster, right? Because they both died right about the same time. He gets there a little bit quicker. At least they secure the turtle there. AP.BREN still holding the goal lead, but it is a small win after the 2 deaths that they just took.
Right now, I'm reminded of the quote coming in from Few, understanding how Beloyski plays, where he will make the play even if it's very risky. So this might be the plan of AP.BREN, is that they're willing to sacrifice the neutral objective, because that happened in game number 1. Game number 2, it looked like they were, like, if they got the turtle, that was just a bonus. Their main goal, shut down the players, making it so that they could not play, making sure that they spent most of the time basically just doing in the fountain, not doing anything.
No, just kind of choking them out where they can, right, for the most part. And again, it's still pretty even with how all that kind of went down. Few, though, taking the black shoes himself. Will be waiting patiently. A boy, though, going to be in trouble. Flap Teasy jumping in. Penalty zone once again. Luke joining the party, going in. Finding Flap Teasy. Flap falls. Now Luke gets out with a ranging sandstorm. Geek Fam, though, still evening things out. Will find one for themselves.
Yeah, they find another kill there, which is very big for them, right? So now it's 2-2. They got a kill on a Kyle Teasy. They got a kill on the Flap Teasy. Luke not doing too bad with the kill in his pocket as well. It's exactly what you want to have with a Khalid. And if we take a look at the gold lane, both of them at a stalemate. And right now, Chidera honestly kind of winning out in his lane a little bit, keeping Super Marco under the tower, keeping pressure up. And as long as he can keep that up, yes, Super Marco still has some late game advantage. Oh,
they're going to find Few. Few, too late, though, to get the black shoes. So he's going to fall there. Again, a great decision coming out from Geek Fam. Now working on this lead they're building. Turtle's going to be up once again. Both junglers getting in position.
All right, Geek Fam playing into their power spike very nicely with Phil.
Yeah, Beloyski goes in, finds Kyle as well as Flap Teasy. Looks like this turtle is going to be going over to Geek Fam.
Kyle Teasy can't even get close. Marky able to secure the turtle. Now Flap waiting for the rest of the team to get here. Circling Eagle going to be used. finds it, gets the flicker out. Now Kyle Teasy punishing, gets the double, looking for another. Marky though, luckily gonna be tanky quite a bit, but won't be enough as Few comes in to clean up the kill.
Again, this is just trading. Sure, you can get the turtles, we're gonna get the kills, and at this point, Geek Fam with the lineup they should be winning a lot of the fights, but they're just taking way too much damage before the fight even begins.
I mean, at least Chidera gets that tower. They're going to move this mid side. Oh, nice Raging Sandstorm.
Luke jumping in on Ogwin. Going to be just fine, though. Few also working with his own I'm Offended. Going to pull them through. They disengage. And as you were saying, at least they get that turret down in the bottom lane for Geek Fam.
Yeah, now that Chidera can kind of get involved in these fights, it'll give Geek Fam a little bit of an edge here. They have been kind of winning out in some of the fights. The last time, Luke was so close to getting the kill, and Few comes in and gets a Terrify before he can get his third spin on his first skill, and he would have got the kill, but then that Terrify just stops him in his tracks. Yeah. And that was like the big turnaround in that last turtle fight right here. Geek though,
Beloy gonna find Few. Few gonna be in trouble once again. Tries to get out with a guiding wind, but the damage is too much as he falls. Ogwin trying to keep the map bay from getting the tier 1 in the mid lane. Kyle Teasy gonna go for it, gets the Decimate on top of Chidera, just like that in the mid lane. And they work for Beloyski as well on the bottom side, but doing work. Luke on top gets the turret.
Kyle Teasy getting that kill onto Chidera is actually huge.
It is.
Because the moment he got the Berserker Fury and he was able to take down a turret, that was the moment that, all right, guys, now we can move as 4. Move as a unit, because if you have the Ruby, the Lilia, the Bruno, and the Baxia moving together, they're basically going to win majority of fights, but getting the kill onto Chidera, that's going to stop them for quite a bit.
Well, once again, fighting for the objective here. 2 for 2 so far for Geek Fam. Marky trying to get in position, rolling around. Ogwin takes quite a bit of damage himself, has to flick around. Marky will get the next turtle, 3 for 3. Few taking the brunt of the damage. Black shoes, but Chidera wants the kill. Won't be able to get it though. Now Geek Fam making their way towards the mid lane. Looked like Kyle Teasy was still hungry for more, but they have to back off even out of their jungle.
Right now, honestly, if Geek Fam plays it well, they can actually get a lot of objectives on the map without actually going for the kills. They just got to zone people away. Luke zone everyone away, a boy just dealing the damage, same as Chidera, and then don't risk things out. Just poke them, make them go outside of their turret, you know, just to go back to base, and then grab those turrets for free.
Man, Luke and Chidera are going to start hurting more and more and more. As you mentioned, the Berserker's Fury's in. He's got the Haas Claws. And then we take a look at Luke. He's got the Blade of Hepetes, and now he's got some penetration in as well with the Malefic Roar. And that's going to have to be something that AP.BREN watches out for. Luckily, Super Marco hasn't taken a death yet. So he's a little bit behind Chidera, but there is a possible late game saving grace with Super Marco on this Claude.
Focusing once again, Beloyski trying to keep the map bay. Worldly going to be used. Now Geek Fam looking for the collapse. They're going to jump on Few. He's taken out. Luke goes in with Raging Sandstorm. Not going to find the connection he's looking for. Kyle Teasy.
The heal.
The heal is there for the Sand Guard as he gets punished. It's a double for Chidera. And they punish AP.BREN.
What a deny. That heal, that was just literally slivers of health right there. A beautiful play from... Who is this team right now? Where was this that last game?
Like I said, warm up, right? They just needed to warm up. And I would say AP.BREN, they wouldn't want to make the mistake of going in when they don't have to. Because if they want to go onto Chidera, try to kill him off as quickly as possible, even though, yes, they went for Beloyski, but Beloyski was able to survive. And then, oh, wait, did you use all your skills? Chidera's just going to jump back in. So it's something that they have to be careful of. The burst coming in from Geek Fam is quite strong. So if they can get a kill very, very quickly, and then maybe get out.
I definitely like it. Now this is going to be first Lord of the game. Geek Fam definitely holding an advantage, but I like that they're pacing this out. They have the long lane down bot. They have an advantage down there as well. So as long as they can, they can take this. They don't have to take this too fast. When it comes to the game in total, though, there are some things they have to worry about if they want to go into the long haul.
Well, I'm offended. Not going to land from Beloyski. Trying to keep Super Marco at bay. Lord's still going to be worked on. Half health now for both teams. Conceal play going to be committed. Ogwin forced out of here. Half health himself. Luke getting in position, but Lord will reset. AP.BREN still taking it slow here against Geek Fam, now with the lead 3.5 ahead.
At this point, AP.BREN, they got to pick a target, man. Ogwin finds Luke. Our boy's not going to be that easy to get, so I don't know. AP.BREN is going to be difficult for them to go in.
Yep, again, there's the I'm offended. Going to find the connection. Flapteezy taken out really quickly. Oh, still no angle able to find just yet. AP.BREN might have to just back off here. Kyle Teasy having trouble getting through the front line of Geek Fam as they secure the Lord.
Well played from Geek Fam, very meticulous overall. Able to take that, not only that, but they're winning out in the lanes too. The macro, the micro, everything in these fights. They definitely warmed up. If that's what game one was, then now they are a well-oiled machine, and AP.BREN is having trouble with them.
I would say the biggest glow up from game 1 to game 2 is definitely Kadera. Not only did he win his lane, but so far he's been positioning so well, and not just defensively but offensively as well, going back in, being able to dish out the damage, making it so that AP.BREN, none of their front liners are really safe. He really stepped up from game 1 to game 2.
Also Bo5. Bo5's actually been making these I'm offendeds count. He's been making these skills lock on, and he's not just going down immediately.
Flapteezy going to jump in on Kadera with the penalty zone, going to force him out the best they can, but he's going to be trapped now. Over committing, will get taken down to the bottom side. The Lord finally taken down for AP.BREN. Still trying to hold on to as much health on these turrets as they can. Half health for this bottom one in the base. The waves now pushing in. Kadera gonna do the work. They get the turret, forcing AP.BREN back further into the base. They don't want to overcommit. Bo5 gonna jump in, gets the kill. Ogwin gonna fall to Kadera. Bo5, the answer, falls as well. Super Marco still keeping it together here. Geek Fam, though, now garnering themselves nearly a 7K lead.
Bo5 the answer, and Marky the solution.
AP.BREN can ask questions, and the question is now, what is going on? And what's going on right now is flapped. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yeah, so, question mark.
We're going to the game.
You know what, Yasu? Just tell us what happened.
Yasu can't hear us, sadly.
Yeah.
Big L, Yasu, big L.
Roll again.
Well, what? We're going to ask for an instant replay? Get into the game. It's like, instant replay. Did he use the Wind of Nature? He has it, but I don't think he used it. Because even the...
Either way, he survived.
Even the Blazing Duet, it doesn't look like it hit him a lot.
The point is now that he does have it, whether he used it then or not, it's going to definitely become very hard to lock down onto Tajera here. Now, next Lord's going to be up in 20 seconds. 7,000 gold lead. Do we think that AP.BREN tries to get the Lord steal here?
This is the concerning thing, right? Like, AP.BREN has done this before where they're able to pull through and somehow get a steal on the Lord, but the lineup that Geek Fam has, it makes it very difficult. Now they're going to chase down Super Marco, has to pop his own Wind of Nature. They're going to be forcing that out. Also the Purify as well. All this leading into the Lord now.
That is massive. The fact that he already used a majority of the skills means that they can take this Lord, and if AP.BREN wants to contest, they have the option. Do we want to go for the kill, or do we want to go for the Lord? When you have a 6.4K advantage, you have the how do I say this? You have the benefit of making those choices, especially because you have Kadera on this Bruno, a boy on this Lilia. You have a lot of poke damage.
Oh, Luke. Behind enemy lines here, gonna get whittled down quite a bit. Flickers out. Ogwin gets the kill. So, again, Luke trying to find his own angle in this fight for the Lord. It's gonna be secured though for a Geek Fam. But AP.BREN might still want something. Again, it might be better they defend in the base. At least put some pressure, at least in the mid lane, tier 1. Just one hit away, essentially. They're not going to be able to get it just yet. AP.BREN still has to be on the defense.
Okay, I would say that could have been a win for AP.BREN, at least getting something there. But the fact that the wave comes out and now Lord is going to be a little bit delayed, Luke's going to come out just in time. And overall, Geek Fam's okay with taking a loss to get that objective.
Yeah, I would say it is more a favor towards Geek Fam. I'm sure Luke didn't want to die there, but he was prepared for that kind of trade.
Yep.
Now it's all about Geek Fam. Now that the Lord is marching, I feel like for this to be profitable is if they can get at least one inhibitor. If they don't get one inhibitor, then it's not going to feel as great.
All right, so Super Marco now is max itemed out as well. He's going to be able to shred down this Lord. He's going to be able to maybe make a bleak play happen. It's going to be very important here.
Once again, too, a few holding on to the I'm offended. That could change the course of the fight here as they get ready to march in. Beloyski, the front of the line alongside Markey. Keeping him at bay here. Lord going to be whittled down slowly but surely. Mid-turret finally going down to the base of AP.BREN. Still working for it, though. Eyes set now on the top side to fully expose it. Geek Fam, do they push it in further? Can't get the turret just yet. AP.BREN holding it together. Kyle Teasy could be in trouble here, but he gets away with his life. Still holding on to the top side. A boy has to use the black shoes. And right now, AP.BREN holds on a little bit longer despite the 7K deficit.
So far, I feel like it's still a win for Geek Fam because they at least needed one, and they're working on the second inhibitor here. So I don't know how long AP.BREN can survive this onslaught.
Well, Beloyski still holding on, goes in, gets the pull with I'm offended. Penalty zone to come through as well. Super Marco still on the backside, whittling down Markey. They're going down one after another. Triple kill for Kyle Teasy. Kadera and O'Boy left alive, but AP.BREN fights back, only losing few.
You saw in the eyes of Kyle Teasy, he wanted that. He's like, bro, I can smell the maniac.
And that, we were saying that all the past fights weren't really wins for AP.BREN, but that one right there was a win for AP.BREN. And I was just saying, this next Lord is going to kind of be the point where if Geek Fam doesn't finish the game after this, it really becomes a stalemate at that point. It really becomes on who just plays better. And right now, AP.BREN trying to show that that is very, very true.
If I learn anything, man, you got to respect the Claude. Late game Claude, even though the Claude can take a lot of damage from the Bruno, but if he can calculate well, I don't know. Something in my career keeps on telling me, late game, don't underestimate the Claude.
I think even given that whole exchange, that whole fight that we just witnessed, AP.BREN still has to be careful. It's actually going to be difficult for them to work into this Lord dance right now. You can see Super Marco still putting the pressure there. Concealed play going to be used. Luke trying to find his own angle once again. Flap TZ gonna keep him at bay. Few also picking up the Divine Glaive in the middle of it. Still working for it. Super Marco finally joining the fight. But still, both junglers holding it together.
Yeah, right now the Lord is around 21,000 HP left, 20,000 now. AP.BREN, if they want to contest for this, they're gonna try to punish Beloyski first, apparently.
Few also holding on to the I'm offended here. Might look for his own. Penalty zone going to come through. Once again, Super Marco on the backside. Kadera pops the Wind of Nature, though. BMI's back. Kyle Teasy gets out of dodge as well with a guiding wind. Both teams still healthy. Don't lose anyone. And we're back to the Lord dance.
That was Wind of Nature versus Wind of Nature, both of them just unloading on each other. And I think when it comes down to that 1v1, it's going to be who pops theirs first, right? If you end up popping it first and the next player pops it later, the one who pops it later is going to have a little bit of an advantage.
Luke takes care of Few just like that. Where did he go? And now, once again, Lord going to go in and reset. Both teams still going to go penalty zone to jump in. Luke goes in on the bottom side.
No, not
AP.BREN.
Yes, like this.
They can't get there in time. Luke does it after getting Few. He goes into the base and takes the game for Geek Fam, evening the series 1-1. Look to...
Target the Ruby, but the thing is, Ruby wants you to jump in on her. Ruby's like, all right, come on. Then I just click my sorry and my second skill, and boom, you're locked up in the midst of us all.
You know what this does really well, though?
What?
It answers the Chidera problem, the Kadera problem, right? You Demonic Force, towards him, you put the pressure on him so that, because last time it was the Turizla. And when you jumped in with the penalty zone, then you couldn't catch him. You're left as a sitting duck. So, and maybe this time that's the answer here to deal with Jadera's movement.
Well, when we're talking about Geek Fam, we have the solution, we have the answer. Flapteasy, are you going to be the one, the problem for Kadera? Or will Kadera be having all of these free shots all over the game? Welcome to the third match in this best of 5 series. Welcome to the Land of Dawn. Geek Fam equalized it. Which team is going to go and have the match point?
All right, so when I look at both teams and I'm thinking about any of the win cons and I see AP.BREN, now that they've kind of finished off their draft with that Phoveus, the Phoveus isn't bad exactly, but when it will really come online is going to be in the late game. Same thing with Super Marco. So I think overall, trying to buy time, AP.BREN, Geek Fam have this wonderful mid-game spike with Luke, Jadera, a boy, a great level 4 with Beloyski. I mean, just lots of possibilities. And in this laning phase, Luke is definitely going to dominate Flapteasy.
Again, I really want to see this matchup because, you know, it could be something that just because we haven't seen doesn't mean it's bad, right? Like maybe because Luke using that first skill is going to dash all the time, and then maybe
once level 4 comes.
Yeah, once level 4, maybe Flapteasy can do something. It's just something that I'm not familiar with. In fact, I think in this M series we might see more Phoveus in the mid than the EXP.
Yeah, not typical to see him in the XP lane for now, but at least from what we've seen, and even looking at the emblems here, anything sticking out?
All the movement speed on the side of AP.BREN. Even Phoveus has it because they know once mid-late game comes, he's going to need to move around. Also, he needs to be able to keep up with Khalid when Khalid tries to rotate into the mid side, when Khalid tries to go and help the team out.
Okay, they're going to grab Marky back here. Beloyski there to help him out. Doesn't have the level 4 yet, so just going to disengage as both teams get prepped and ready for this turtle in just a couple seconds.
That's kind of like a passive for this Khalid, where you don't have to waste one slot for that movement speed. So that's actually an interesting point. Khalid has basically 4.
Well, already a lot of just poke back and forth. Speaking of Khalid, Luke's got the level 4 now, so he's going to join this front line here for Geek. Marky has to get a position as well for this if they want to contest it, but it's going to be driven back with the demonic force from Flap. That's exactly what they want to do here. Luke, not sure if he wants to take a chance at all on this. It would be better if they just give up this first turtle to AP.BREN. That's exactly what happens as Flapteasy walks away, secures the objective.
Well, we saw the usefulness of Flapteasy on this Phoveus. Okay, I'm sorry.
How dare you?
There's the punishment.
It's like, it's our job. I'm sorry.
Well, don't think there's going to be any answer from AP.BREN. So essentially, yeah, they get the objective, but first blood in the hands of Luke, who once again had that MVP performance on the same hero from the previous game.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want with the Khalid. And now Marky already shoving into this orange buff, going to be able to take it, and that's going to be taking so much away from the hands of Flapteasy.
Yep, Circle Eagle going to be used. Focus now on the top side. We'll see if AP.BREN responds to this. Once again, Super Marco dealing with everything right now. Heavy spin. Pops the Purify, though. We'll be able to get out just fine because of that Purify.
I like the timing. The moment he has the Haas call, they all went for it.
Oh, Luke going to be in trouble this time. Tries to get away.
There it is.
Flapteasy gets the kill. So they answer back to Luke on the bottom side. Now back to the top. Ogwin and Super Marco just being forced out of this lane. A lot of gold, a lot of pressure here going to the hands of Geek Fam. Up to Kadera as he works on that turret.
Yeah, it's very nice as well that Kadera does not try to take down the turret as fast as he can because he wants those minions to die. Like, winning isn't enough. You want your opposing laner to lose. I like that kind of mentality. It's not enough for me to win.
Yep.
I want to see you lose.
And those little movements have already given him a 600 gold lead. Putting him, boy, in trouble here.
I already used that black shoes. Beloyski now a little bit late. Should be able to slide on through, but is going to be stopped as Flapteasy gets the kill there. Now AP.BREN, their sights on this purple buff, trying to make it hard for him to get. Marky, though, still going to be battling out. Fraser's Wrath going to come down. Heavy spin going to be used. He takes a couple shots from Kadera, goes under the turret. Marky quite low. Has to use the Nether Realm. Still going to be battling out. Luke now focusing on Flapteasy, forcing him back as both teams battle it out until the turtle comes up as we take a quick break here.
Hey, you know what? It's fine because we gotta talk about how tanky this Fredrin is.
Yes.
Because we're jumping back in. What is that called again? A fake question?
Okay, you know what? Ultimatum.
Ultimatum's not it either.
It's not it? All right, okay. Someone try to help me out. I'm sorry. It's not it.
Someone type whatever LaFell's trying to think of as they battle it out for the turtle here. It looks like it's just going to be AP.BREN, though, once again, as they secure the second turtle of the game here, uncontested for the most part.
Geek Fam not still ahead, though, so they have the opportunity to give up that turtle. Yes, this puts AP.BREN at a nice tied spot, but we definitely can't count Geek Fam out just because of a few objectives being lost. They've taken that top tower. Chidera's at the bottom laning, smashing down on that one, and that is their win con right now. Chidera just doing so well, hasn't taken a single death. Same thing with a boy, and those are two of their major damage dealers here.
Yeah, looking at the goal earn as well, Skadera definitely has a very clear, what to say clear, it's only like 200 advantage-ish, so I'll take that back. It's basically non-consequential here. Beloyski, Kyle Keezy is having a fun time dishing the damage against Beloyski, and not enough damage there.
I love how he continues to use that Appraiser's Wrath, right, with pretty much just on the go, forcing anything he can from Geek Fam, and that's kind of what you want to do, and maybe the reason why, you know, they went with this Fredrin pick. Aside from it being quite tanky. He's going to get zoned off, though, with a heavy spin. Slides on through, though, with finesse. Ogwin goes in with the Circling Eagle, but ultimately they just push Geek Fam back further away from the team here.
All right, here comes Flapteezy, though. We haven't really seen him get involved in a lot of these like full-on team fights yet. I'm excited to see how AP.BREN's composition works with that kind of spice added to it.
Right now, Luke trying to protect, but 4 members of AP.BREN here. Luke gets pulled.
Luke's going to get pulled. He's going to get dunked on. Goes in, flickers out. Not going to be enough as Few cleans up the kill there. They'll get the turret as well here on the bottom side. Continue to work on for AP.BREN.
Something that we have to say about the draft coming in from AP.BREN, the Claude can be left alone. The Claude can be left on an island, and he can push all day. The rest of AP.BREN, they can move as a team. And it's going to be enough damage just because the Faramis is going to build into a Lightning Truncheon. And Geek Fam, if they want to clump up together, they're just going to give more damage to this Faramis.
We also have to point out that with Flapteezy moving... Ooh, wait a second.
Okay, Flapteezy going to be focused a little bit here. Doesn't have the Demonic Force just yet, so still Turtle going to be fought for. Kyle Teasy and Marky. The battle for it once again. Going now, committing to it. Heavy spin, going to find the lockdown. Turtle going to be secured by Kyle Teasy. Now they turn their sights on Marky. He's going to be just taken care of all by himself as Marky's taken out. Beloyski survived, but Luke and Kadera will be doing work across the map.
This is something Geek have been doing very well, though. Even if they don't expend everybody onto these objectives. They know that AP.BREN wants to do that. They want to send all 5 members for the turtle. But while they're doing that, they have Luke in the mid side, taking a tower. They have Chidera up to... Ooh.
So they actually want to fight this. Once again, Kyle Teasy so tanky here. Oakwood has to flicker around. Beloyski quite low as well. Still going to be going, though. Flapteezy now joining the fight. Few making his way there as well. And they keep them at bay. Geek Fam realizes it, and they back off.
You know what's good about our system now?
Yes.
We have 3 casters. We can see we can look at different parts of the map because that's what these teams are doing. You see one fight here, someone's pushing it somewhere else.
Yeah. Still
like Super Marco in that bot lane.
Yeah, that's what he likes to do. Again, this is a signature pick for Super Marco, right? He's done work on this, and a lot of the times, if you just leave him alone, like LaFell was saying earlier, it scales out of hand, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, that bleeds into it hurts.
This looks like a magic trick where you have the left hand showing beautiful colors, and then the right hand takes your watch.
And then there's a trick question.
No. It's like Geek Fam and AP.BREN, they're doing the same thing. It's like, hey, we're fighting now, and then all of a sudden your turn is gone.
So is it both gold laners? Because it's Kadera and Luke doing the same thing.
Yeah, they are both trying to do it. But right now,
yeah,
Super Marco's doing a little better, I think.
Yeah, I would say for AP.BREN is more on the gold laner. For Geek Fam, they got Luke as well as Kadera.
Yeah, because essentially both of them have 3 turrets down, right? So in a way, how long or who can pull it off longer, right? Until eventually it all collapses. Because that's kind of what's happening right now, even with that reference, you know? And this leads into these objectives now that the Lord is up.
All right, Lord is up.
Oh, Conceal going to play. Beloyski jumping in alongside Marky. A boy and Luke going to be caught too. Marky has to get out of there. Ogwin going to whittle him down a little bit more now. Oh boy, trapped amongst it all, get taken out by few. And this is going to be the go signal for AP.BREN to start up the Lord.
Well, I guess to answer your question, it looks like AP.BREN is more willing to take those prolonged team fight because having the fairness as well as the, even though we question this Fovius pick, it has been doing quite well to deny a lot of engages coming in from Geek Fam.
It's been denying so much, and I was a little like, oh, why is he can only really zone away Beloyski or Luke, but even that is making a huge impact on these team fights. Beloyski not being able to get involved means Kyle Teasy can pretty much just do what he wants. It means Super Marco can roam freely around these team fights or do exactly whatever he wants as well. Now taking a look at some of the items, Super Marco has jumped from being stalemated to almost a 2K gold lead over Chidera right now. He's pretty much into working on his last item at this point.
Yeah, right now it looks like AP.BREN can just push in. For Geek Fam, I feel like in order for them to win is trying to force a 5v5 fight and bait out some of the skills, especially Flap. But I don't know, so far the way Flap has been playing, even though he's getting caught, it doesn't look like he's anytime in trouble.
Beloyski going to get dragged back by the Stampede, takes quite a bit of damage himself. They might just have to give up this tier 2 as AP.BREN still looks for these plays. Lord now going down the bottom side. They might be knocking on the base of Geek Fam here relatively soon. Shield still up though. She'll be able to make quick work of it as Geek Fam goes on the defense. Ogwin keeping them at bay as well. But ultimately nothing happening just yet.
All right, Geek Fam going to be able to defend this, and I think, yes, they're going to lose that mid-tier 2. They lose a lot here. Gold lead is starting to escape them a bit.
Oh, they're going to jump in. Flap Teasy goes in with a demonic force, but they're going to have to go out, but they're happy with the turret. So still on the play, AP.BREN gets the first base turret of Geek Fam.
The conversation now is what Geek Fam has to do, because just to expand a little bit about what I was saying before is like, try to trick AP.BREN into thinking they're going for a 5v5, try to bait out a lot of those skills like the Nether Realm as well as the demonic force from Flap Teasy, but doesn't look like AP.BREN is gonna take any kind of bait here.
I love the fact that Flap Teasy builds Clock of Destiny up front, because we've been talking so much about EXP laners need a little bit of damage, and that wasn't always common for a Phoebe build. A lot of times you just kind of go into full defense mode, and the damage just unloads over time anyways, because that's just kind of how he works, right? But with that, he's able to really be a threat to some of these tankier heroes like Beloyski. He's just able to have that little bit extra, and that's going to scale along with him over time. And at this point, I feel like it's kind of all he needs.
I'm looking at everyone from AP.BREN, and I'm trying to figure out if I'm Beloyski, who's a great target for me to pick off? I mean, sure, if you can get most of the members at the same time, maybe that's good, but if you pull in the Fovius, that will feel like a mistake. If you pull in the
Teasy?
Yeah, if you pull in Kyle Teasy, you feel like that's a mistake as well. If you pull in Few, that's
a mistake. Super Marco not even giving a chance to Jadera. Still now Luke gonna be trying to get back to base here. Demonic Force gonna be used and everything thrown at him. Super Marco just fully stacked, knew that it was his opportunity and takes out Kadera.
I'm wondering if maybe Marky should have used that heavy spin a little bit earlier. I feel like he was hanging on to it and maybe possibly, use it for a dire situation. But they do get out. Chidera goes down, though, and that's going to be a huge loss because Super Marco already had a big gold lead, and this is just going to make Chidera not be able to catch up with him even faster.
I mean, if this keeps on continuing, AP.BREN will have match point because Geek Fam, again, I'm looking at the draft. They have enough damage. I just don't know who they should focus it on because I don't think that Super Marco is going to get caught anytime soon.
Yeah, it's so difficult to catch him, right? I mean, alongside the fact that they have Matilda to help with those escapes, and that's what we've been seeing here. So now, once again, AP.BREN gets ready for this assault towards Geek Fam's base.
All right, Geek Fam, I mean, at this point, how do they defend this, right? They have some possibilities. They have Luke who can make the big set. They have Beloyski who can make the big set, but they have, like you mentioned, LaFell, they have to be careful who they pull in. A Boy, we haven't seen too much from Boy right now, and it should, I mean, theoretically be doing okay against Kyle Teasy, but I think with a gold lead like this, they just have too many defensive items, and it's going to take a little bit longer until Geek Fam can actually, slow them down at all.
Well, they're going to work on the base. Top turret going to be gone. Lord making its way down the bottom. Geek Fam has to respond to this. Kyle Teasy going to keep them at bay. Still, Beloyski trying to keep things clear.
Okay.
Flap Teasy, though, just gets taken out of the picture. Still, Kyle, he's going to get dragged now, too. He could be in trouble as he has to flicker out. Oakwood and the rest of the team there. Marky has to heavy spin out. The battle in the jungle. Luke, though, goes in with a Raging Sandstorm. He has to go, but he can't heal up fast enough. As a body after body will fall for Geek Fam. And Marky, the last one to go. AP.BREN wipes out Geek Fam as they make their way to the Crystal to take the series to a 2-1.
AP.BREN right now.
Either to Marky or over to Tadera once again, as he's trying to evade a lot of these things AP.BREN's throwing at him.
All right, taking a look at that counter index, or the team comparison. Look at that counter index. I don't think I've ever seen it that high, 0.9.
Well, either way, this is match point for the Bees, for AP.BREN. Geek Fam, this is their last shot to push us to Game 5, because if not, they're going to drop to the lower brackets. Welcome to the Land of Dawn, where again, AP.BREN, looking like their formation is not going to be disturbed at all by the Geek Fams.
All right, coming in, taking a look at the compositions. I do feel like the side of Geek Fam, they have a decent level 4 spike. I'm excited to see how Luke does on this Yuzong. It hasn't been the most successful hero, I would say, in M5. It hasn't even been the most picked hero, honestly. But it does have some possibilities, especially against Super Marco. When he's not on something like the Claude, he's on something a bit more stationary like the Brody. It could be a little bit easier to catch with the Petrify.
Yep. That's
heal?
troublesome. Oh! Few goes in. He wanted that kill, so he's going to get punished. Okay, a boy goes in. So Oakwood couldn't get there in time. So the 1-1 early action here.
Roamer for mid. I think it's a good trade on the side of Geek Fam, honestly.
Looking at the emblem setup here, I kind of feel like the Khalid should win just because he has that Master Assassin, so he can deal a little bit more damage. So Yuzong, don't force it, just farm safely.
Okay, once again, focus on Beloyski here. Should be fine as he is. AP.BREN, though, this is their plan. A lot of times they want to put pressure on this side of the map and then focus there towards that bottom side as well. Still trying to take as much as they can from Marky.
Man, AP.BREN being so aggressive, even in the first minute and a half. They do take a little bit of damage onto that mid tower, but Fuse still able to get all the minions there, so not losing too much. The rotation was worth it.
Yeah, right now looking at the EXP, they're just, this is a waiting game, but it looks like Kyle Deasy's not waiting. Kyle Deasy's going in.
Yeah, he's, this is what I'm talking about. When Kyle Deasy does get to play this Fredrin, he's pretty much just a nuisance, right, for the most part. He's going to try to keep as much pressure as he can on this side of the jungle of Geek Fam. So Turtle's going to be up here still. XP lane now, Luke. Gonna hit that level 4. Already got that flicker out though from Flap. As AP.BREN gets in position here. Marky trying to get the level 4 himself. So he has that heavy spin. Gonna get dragged though, so Beloyski alongside Luke gonna go in, still battling it out. Marky's gonna be taken out of the picture though. Heart guard there on top of it. Kyle Teasy will get the turtle. Now they go for Luke. He's in trouble as he falls. Into the river he goes. Objective taken by AP.BREN.
Nice. Do you want to know how far down Marky was?
How far?
He was level 3 while Beloyski was level 4.
Yeah, that's tough.
He's down bad.
Beloyski got level 4 first.
Down bad.
Before
Down
the
bad.
jungler.
Down real bad right now. That's how Geek Fam feels. It's a 1.3 gold lead already 3 minutes in. Super Marco having a clean game, but I think we were talking about the EXP lane matchups now. It's been such an important matchup, and right now, the side of AP.BREN is definitely winning out. Flap TZ 1-0-1, Luke 0-1-0.
Yeah, looking at this, AP.BREN just starting things off, already having 1.2k gold lead. I believe that it's mostly on Kyle Teasy. He's controlling Marky. Like, doesn't Marky already have a bad time? He's been forced on this Akai for how many games now? And now it's like, he doesn't even get to farm.
I mean, he's been forced on jungle for how many games now?
Yeah, true. True.
That's true.
You know what? You win. You win. You know what? Bow. I bow to you.
Very good, Mr. Wagner. So Marky,
You're
once again,
welcome.
speaking of, this is kind of what's going to keep happening here. They let Kyle TZ continue on. But notice that. That's been the trend, right? Okay, Kyle TZ, go do your thing. Ogwin's here. When it's time, I'll just pull you out with the guiding wind.
You know what? Ogwin is such a wingman.
Oh,
Before that.
wow. So Marco flickers in. Interesting.
I was about to say Ogwin is such a wingman. Whenever Kyle teases in today, he's like, yo, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
He makes sure that he gets out. I want to use a different word, but you know what I mean.
That's a good wingman, though.
Yes.
You know?
Oh, and Ogwin flies. That too.
Yes.
Ogwin does fly. All right, up in the top lane.
Dude, I'm
this
trying.
matchup.
I'm trying, okay? I'm trying.
Sometimes I just like not answering back.
Dude,
right
I'm
away.
trying to find flavor when nothing is going on, okay? Throw me a bone.
This is
Throw
back
me a
to
bone.
this is back to the fake question thing. So, you know, right now, Geek Fam once again, Turtle's gonna be up. Marquis goes in, gets it. He's gonna go ahead and grab the turtle, gets out. Beloyski though fell down. It looks like in the bottom side. Still now, Luke gonna be the focus. 3 members, AP.BREN trying to keep him at bay, but Luke wants to fight. NetherRealm comes through. Now he's gonna get whittled down. Can't survive as he falls in the XP lane.
I'm just saying, if Flap TZ would have caught Luke with the 1v1, Luke would have came out on top.
I mean, yeah, I was just
They
wondering.
jumped Luke, man. They jumped him.
No, I was just wondering, was Beloyski got taken down when he was channeling the hard guard, or because I saw him there, I don't think he was moving around. I was not sure whether he was caught just just getting caught, or he was channeling the hard guard and he didn't notice.
I think I don't know. I missed it as well, honestly. Down on the bot side though, Chidera definitely winning out. Able to get that tower. Geek Fam getting some small wins over the board. Luke having not the greatest game, so they need to get wins elsewhere, right? And Chidera, and that's always kind of been the win condition. Either Luke does very well or Chidera does very well. AP.BREN having Super Marco on this Brody is definitely helping out a little bit for Geek Fam.
Yeah, they just keep the constant pressure here, right? This has been the entire course of the game so far. So Geek Fam, though, I would say they're still relatively keeping things under control. Beloyski, though, for a while was keeping it under control. Now Kyle TZ still continuing on this. Oh boy, gonna be in trouble as well. Has to pop the black shoes. Luke gives the go signal. They want to find it out. Kadera, though, takes the Appraiser's Wrath. And now they're gonna be second guessing here. AP.BREN still gonna be going for it. Now Ogwin jumps in, but ultimately backs off. A turret was grabbed, though.
AP.BREN at this moment is really forcing Geek Fam to make certain decisions, and I don't know how to feel about this. They're saying like, fight us, fight now, we want to push.
Yep.
Now Kadera.
Oh, Chidera gonna go down.
Nothing you can do there, sandwiched in. But it looks like they're gonna try to trade here. Flap TZ goes in with the sandstorm.
What?
Flap TZ takes the turtle from the hands of the Geeks, and now they look for more punishes here in the jungle.
AP.BREN said, "Oh, you thought we were going to trade. You thought you were going to get Turtle for Chidera. Not today."
Let me just say, that's the moment I will put my phone down first. Out of disbelief. It's like, guys, how did that happen? And Marky, you can hear the crowd. They're like, that was so close. At this point, Geek Fam, slow down.
This is
buzzing.
troublesome, yeah. That is a buzzing move.
That was buzzing. The crowd's buzzing. Luke's buzzing. AP.BREN is buzzing.
Oof, that is tough, man. Again, when you look at situations like that, you're already kind of like down. That's tough. It's a morale. That's a huge.
Now they're really down bad.
I mean, like,
down bad.
AP.BREN's buzzing, but Geek Fam ain't famming.
Because they're down so bad.
Yeah. If they were doing better, they'd be, famming.
We're reaching the
But
foul
instead,
limit.
they're not eating, so it's famine.
Oh!
Okay. Well, Marky gets pulled.
Marky's going to get pulled. He's having a bad day. Has to heavy spin once again. Going to zone them out, but has to get back. Can't really have any follow-up just now. Even Chidera's having a hard time this game.
All right, let's take a look at
I
these
would like to
items.
apologize. My creativity has its limits,
Hey,
it's like, not everything
I'm
is
picking
okay.
up for you, though.
Thank
I
you,
feel like
thank
I'm
you.
helping a little bit, right?
Chex has got it.
You're helping a lot.
Not to
you.
mention, it started with the opening, man. You put so much
Yeah, you
creativity in
did.
the
Too much
opening.
energy.
That
there.
was all LaFell right there.
All fell right now. It's going to be Kyle Teasy putting the pressure once again on the purple buff. Trying to force something out of Marky. Going to be the focus once again. Circling you to follow. They go in. Appraiser's Wrath to follow through. Luke waiting patiently, though, himself. He's going to get zoned out to that tier 2 turret, and now the Lord's up.
Okay, Lord is up right now. Huge lead for AP.BREN, by the way. 7 kills to 1. Geek Fam definitely not looking good. The way that they can win this is if they can pick someone off. Luke has a potential for AoE catch, right? Imagine.
I'm imagining.
Imagine. Furious dive onto at least 3.
5, man.
5 is very ambitious, let me just say.
Dude, that's been your trend the whole M5.
Yeah, I know. But at this point, you're like, how do I say this? You're negotiating with AP.BREN.
Okay.
If I can't get 5, allow me 3.
All right.
Get 3. Lilia, Magic Shockwave, damage all over the round. Kadera with the Worldy. Actually, may not even be enough damage. Now that I think about it.
I was gonna say, I don't
enough.
think that's enough damage, man.
I feel like,
But then they drag on the whole fight long enough to where they could do it again.
yeah.
No, the problem with all that, Netherrealm. And then what?
Okay. Change things up. Furious dive in. Netherrealm use. And then go out. And then wait for a few minutes and then try again.
We'll see if that ends up happening here. Again, Lord making its way down the top side. AP.BREN still want to push it into these turrets. It is only the first Lord. Should be quickly taken care of as it is from Geek Fam. Losing a little bit of health on these turrets for now. AP.BREN still might be looking for more. Watch out for Flap. Might look for the side entry point. But so far, they get the shields out.
All right. You now just poking the damage in and have... Okay, a lot of holy defense has been used as well. AP.BREN with 7k gold lead, they can potentially use the next Lord to end this game. Because so far, Geek Fam, they don't have a lot of ways to go in. Luke is the one that can go in, but that was a good point from Nyasu is that the Netherrealm is there.
Yep.
I'm complimenting you. Why are you laughing?
That's my analytical hat.
Yes. You know what,
Kyle
Nyasu? You're...
Teasy being number 2 on damage right now. He's just been unloading those freaking Appraisal's Wrath nonstop every chance he gets.
He's been living in Marky's jungle, you know?
Yeah, that's fair.
Alongside Ogwin for the majority of this game, so still, they're going to continue on for this orange buff, forcing Marky to use that heavy spin, gets his buff, and he's back to base.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Think about the amount of effort Marky is having just to get these buffs right now.
Not a fun time to play jungle.
It's not a fun time.
That's why Marky doesn't want to be there.
Now a boy having to use the black shoes. I do feel like it's not a boy. I think he hasn't completed his lightning truncheon yet. Once the lightning truncheon is there, I kind of feel like he should be able to dish out enough damage. I feel like, yeah, Marky's taking.
He's the sandbag for
He
sure.
is the sandbag.
I mean, Kyle's the reason he's a sandbag.
Yeah.
Like Marky is the reason why Kyle is doing so much damage, and Kyle is the reason why Marky has been receiving so much damage. Now a boy has the lightning truncheon. Boloisky has the Flash of the Oasis. The item power spike is there. Now it's all about the positioning.
Yeah, but at this point, Lord's going to get melted down very quick, so Geek Fam not going to try to contest it. Instead, they're going to try to go for a big defense, or maybe they can catch a couple of people off. The Lilia does do great in those defenses, especially when AP.BREN tries to come into that bottleneck of the base. That is going to be Geek Fam's, time to maybe strike.
Yeah, again, when you think about this, always when you look at an 8, let's say 8 to 10K gold deficit for a team, it doesn't mean that they're, out of it immediately. Like there has been games that have been flipped around, even bigger gold leads here. The biggest problem is being able to withstand some of this initiation factor from AP.BREN's lineup right now. As the Lord goes in the mid side, Ogwin going to go ahead and use that circling eagle. Now Kyle TZ into the front side. Appraiser's Wrath going to come down. They get a flicker out. Super Marco goes in, using that Tornapar memory. Still no one falling just yet. Geek Fam still holding on. They lose the turrets, bottom and mid, holding on to the top. So AP.BREN makes their way up there. But so far, so good for Geek Fam.
Ogwin is making Kyle TZ being way more risky than a usual Fredrin should be, because he goes in, he does the majority of the damage onto a boy, onto Beloyski, making it so that they can't move in, and then now they go in.
They're going to take Kaltizi there. Luke popping the dragon form. Already the Heart Guard going to be committed as well. They're going to go and bring AP.BREN to the jungle. No one committing any further as they go and back off. Flapteezy still going to be fine, has that immortality as well. AP.BREN though, still trying to get this topside turret.
So well done by Luke and Beloyski there though.
Oh! Raging Sandstorm, Flapteezy on the backside. He's going to get zoned out with a heavy spin, has to flicker out. NetherRealm there to help him out once again. But Geek Fam ultimately holding on to this top turret.
Yeah, now we're getting to a point where at least Tradera, he's got one more item to, or no, two more items to lock in actually. So he's still a little bit behind, whereas Super Marco's completely maxed out, and that's going to be a problem. But they are at least starting to catch up here. Taking a look at Luke as well. He's got in the anti-Karas. That's something, again, that can at least absorb some of the damage from Super Marco from that first kill. And same thing with the Appraisal's Wrath and anything else that Flapteezy wants to try to throw at him. So it's a good item choice, but still, Geek Fam just needs a bit more time.
I'm looking at the items, and I do see one problem, though. There's no anti-heal from the side of Geek Fam, and that's not a problem if your damage is way more than the heal of AP.BREN. But I don't think so. And if people are like, where's the heal coming from? Well, Fredrin is going to heal through his passive. Having Ogwen there, Ogwen is going to heal as well as give shields as well. And Flapteezy, that's his second skill, the Quicksand Guard. So there's a lot of sustainability coming in from AP.BREN, but Geek Fam doesn't have the damage and doesn't have a way to stop it.
Wow, Marky committing that heavy spin on Flapteezy. So they get out the Sandstorm, but still, you know, all this, now Lord's going to be up here, so Geek Fam not really much of a choice but to go ahead and just get ready for the defense, unless they try to pull something off by the time that heavy spin's back.
I don't know if they're going to be able to last another one. This might be the Lord that they have to try to contest. Everybody getting into position. We've seen Luke be able to zone everybody with the Black Dragon plus the Heart Guard on top. The Lord's going down way too fast.
Yeah, again, you have no way to get in there. They're actually just going to collapse down on him. Total Part Memory comes through. Beloyski going to fall. And now Luke going to get cut off. Has to use the Dragon form. Out to heal up. But AP.BREN gets the Lord, gets a kill.
That damage, though, even though, yes, it's just Beloyski, it's not building defense, that was a lot. Marky unable to pin down Kaltizi.
He's been already used once again. Worldy going to go out as well. Still waiting for that Lord in the mid side. AP.BREN looking to end it here. 13 seconds for Beloyski to be up. Can Geek Fam hold it together for a little bit longer? They're going to go ahead and collapse down still. Tradera going to be taken out of the picture. A boy as well. AP.BREN comes out swinging. The Hive is buzzing. AP.BREN sends the Geeks to the lower bracket 3-1.